This dog barked at me right there when I went by. There's a lot of Loree McBride Jesuits out right now. Never seen this lady and this dog until today. Lots of cars showing up when I show up. This is like the fourth one. They're timed to just bump into me. In fact, so let's see, today is February the, let me see. February the 5th, it's about 6:26 p.m. When I first started on this walk, there was a car just parked right outside my complex. And as soon as it saw me arrive, it just sat there and stared at me and then left. Like it wasn't there to pick anybody up. And then I crossed the street and two cars came out of nowhere. So Loree McBride is trying to make my walks unpleasant. She's obviously trying to discourage me from going on walks. And then I walked by that lady, the blonde lady with the big black, I think it was a big black dog. And he seemed like he was friendly from a distance. But when I walked by him, he went, so it's too bad I didn't catch him on camera. So I got my camera out. It was in my Poochie purse, but it's out now. So if anybody tries to do something, I'm going to film it. Interesting cloud formations there. Look at that. They don't look normal. Looks like some sort of bomb clouds. See that? I've been seeing a lot of this lately. I mean, look at that. See, look, it looks like some bomb dropped, and those are streaks coming from the explosion. This is the western sky. Isn't that funny? It won't let me do that. Alright, well anyways, this is the western sky. Same day that that big dog barked at me. Look at that. That car just showed up right as I did. Right there. Right there. That car right there. It's funny how my camera's not going to focus now. The car just came out of nowhere. I just came back from my walk, and I'm going to see if I can get this to work for a long distance. Loree McBride has been harassing me when I go on my walk. In the past month, it's gotten a lot worse. Like, I will go out there, and she times everybody with precision timing using her... You know, the Jesuits have had a technology where they can use their mind-reading technology. Like if you decide you're going to go for a walk, their computer satellite technology will automatically pick up through their mind reads on you that you're getting ready to go for a walk. And what they'll do is time their agents to all show up when you show up. And it's been getting really, really bad. Like today, I went out there was a car just waiting out there for me. And as soon as it saw me showing up, the guy or whoever it was smoking a cigarette. I saw that. The car just did a U-turn on the street and just left. As soon as I showed up. And then when I was getting ready to cross the street, two cars showed up as soon as I had to go into the street. They showed up. They intersected with me. They had to pause and wait in the road for me to cross in front of them. And then cars were just appearing. It seemed like they were coming out of nowhere. Now, I don't live in a big city like New York City. So it's not just a coincidence that all these cars are being timed with perfection timing to have to be at the street right when I'm there. And this is not only happening with cars, it's happening with pedestrians. And frankly, I don't like it. Loree McBride portrays me as this attention-seeking, celebrity fame, obsessed, insane lady. Actually, she is the one who is this attention-seeking, celebrity obsessed. She said, but she doesn't make a YouTube channel. Well, she is doing that because she's evil. When you're evil and when you're a shadow leader, you have to be undercover. But she doctors photos. She uses Photoshop and creates photos of her with the famous Brent Spiner and plasters it all over the internet. And I notice when I go online now to look, like if I do a search on my name, she's got all these websites lined up in the search engine that portray me as like the crazy lady. I can't remember the name of all, like Encyclopedia Dramatica, which is a Jesuit website, and the Kiwi Farms, another Jesuit, Loree McBride Jesuit website. And, you know, now when I do a search, that's what shows up. You also get my Twitter channel and my YouTube channel, but that's basically what shows up. And she has been obsessed with me from day one of her relationship with Brent Spiner. In fact, I'm the #1 reason that she decided to have a relationship with Brent Spiner back in 1992. The Jesuit order created her in their cloning labs to try and destroy Brent Spiner's love for me, because with their mind-reading technology, and also they were wiretapping my phone, and they realized that Brent Spiner had called me on the phone and made love to me on the phone back then when I was a married woman. So they hired her as a Vatican agent to get in between me and Brent. And what's really funny is right now I'm uploading my entire YouTube channel to DTube. I've finished backing up the entire YouTube channel to my computer, and now I'm uploading it to DTube. So now I've got my life story up at YouTube and DTube, which Loree McBride finds especially threatening. It's possible she may have wanted to take down my YouTube channel. That's why my man recommended that I set up a DTube channel. It's going to take me about 4 months, doing about 8 videos a day, because I've got about 880 videos at YouTube that I've got to bring over to DTube. And I've done about 50 right now. So it's going to take me a while, about at least 4 months, to bring the entire YouTube channel over to DTube. But Loree McBride is she's the crazy lady. I am not a celebrity-obsessed person. I never have been. What impresses me about a man is not his looks, not primarily his looks, his fame, his youth, his money. What I'm impressed with is manliness, courage, integrity, character, passion, and a man who who's a leader or somebody who's true to the greatness inside of them. That's what impresses me. And I've noticed that Loree McBride, the only thing she's impressed with is herself. She is on one big ego trip. She basically worships herself. She thinks my last video, the Lord gave me a dream, and I believe that the Lord actually had me get into her heart and soul. And I think that video is stunningly accurate about how she is. And somebody at my Twitter made a comment about old people, kind of downgrading, saying that only the old folks like Trump, that the younger generation, the millennials, don't like him. And so the Loree McBride Jesuits are now saying that all we have to do is get rid of the old folks, and then we'll get rid of Trump, because they think we're the reason Trump came to power. I don't know if that's true or not. There are some millennials that like Trump, though. Not all of them are anti-Trump. I'm not sure why a lot of millennials don't like Trump. I've noticed the millennials are, I don't know, they're very much into socialism. Me, I'm kind of neutral about socialism. Honest to God, I think the best form of government is a constitutional monarchy. I think the best form of government is like what we had under Kings David and Solomon. Because a shadow government can take control of a democratically ruled country. But if you have a righteous monarch, it's a lot harder. See, if you're a righteous monarch, you don't have the blockades that can block your legislation, like what's happening to Trump and me, because me and Trump are kind of like co-ruling the United States. I'm the U.S. Empress, the U.S. I was actually the one who got voted for president on November the 8th, 2016. But Trump, we thought Trump was dead, because we thought Angelina Ballerina, we thought that Vladimir nuked the November 4th Trump rally in Ohio. And we found out later that Angelina Ballerina transported all of them at the last minute, and they were prisoners on Angelina Ballerina. So Trump was a prisoner on Angelina Ballerina's spaceship for from November the 4th to January the 6th. And so you can see why he doesn't like Loree McBride and Angelina Ballerina. And he and his wife and all the people from the Trump rally were being raped daily by Angelina Ballerina and her Jesuits. And then we defeated Angelina Ballerina in battle on January the 6th, 2017, me and Zach Knight, risking our own lives to save the planet. And that ingrate, and most of the Jesuits at that time came to Zach Knight when they saw his glowing penis that lit up the sky like the sun. And that ingrate, Loree McBride, would not come over. I invited all the Jesuits to accept Jesus as their Savior, telling them that Jesus is not a cock blocker, which is how I won Zach Knight, and that the only thing he opposes is those who are against love. Well, Loree McBride is so full of herself that she feels that she is entitled to Brent Spiner because she was created in a cloning lab to compete with me. I'm actually a pretty good-looking woman. Look at me. I am hot for 60. Look at this. Hot for 60, man. Loree McBride won't acknowledge that. So she's trying to portray me as this crazy old lady who has delusions. You know, to be honest with you, in my 20s and right before I fell in love with Brent Spiner, I fell in love with him not because he was famous, but because when I saw him portray Data on the screen, I saw something in the actor that showed me a man of depth, courage, manliness, integrity, and somebody who was true to the greatness inside of him, and that is Brent Spiner, the real Brent Spiner. The clone is a Cuckosaurus Rex for Loree McBride. He's disgusting. I have no desire to visit him or have anything to do with him. I blocked him at Twitter along with Loree McBride. So to make a long story short, Loree McBride lives in a delusional world of her own self-importance. And she feels that because she was created in a cloning lab to be the perfect celebrity wife for Brent Spiner, to usurp me, which has never happened because she can't usurp me because I'm a million times better than her. And so but she's been trying. She thinks she is it, man. She thinks she is the hottest woman in the universe. And that even though it hasn't happened yet, she hasn't gotten the real Brent Spiner, she believes it will happen. And she believes it so much that to her, what she thinks of and envisions for her future is her present, what she believes is her present reality. And that's why in Chord, when we put her under lie detection using our brain and emotion reads and ask, are you married to the real Brent Spiner? She will answer yes, and she will pass lie detection because she believes that the future, which hasn't happened yet, is happening right now. That's how full of herself she is. She is so certain that she's so hot that if she can just manage to rape Brent Spiner enough using drug rape or whatever she has to do, that for sure he's going to want her. He's going to give up and decide he can't resist her, and he's going to say, yes, this is my wife, and goodbye, Gail. I'm not going to worry about Gail anymore. Well, Jesus has already promised me that I'm going to marry Brent in this life. And all I have to say is, Loree, you're not going to win. She has confidence in her hotness and in her superiority. She won't admit this to you, but she thinks she's better than everybody out there. She thinks she's better than you. She thinks she's better than all her followers. She thinks she is it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if deep down in her heart, she thinks she is the most superior human being that has ever been created. And maybe she would say Angelina Ballerina is her co-equal. She thinks she's absolutely flawless, and that's the reason she knows for sure she's going to get Brent. And it is her pride that has driven her to rebel against. She just cannot humble herself to admit to the world that her relationship with Brent Spiner is a fraud, that she's a big liar. She would rather go down with her head sticking high up and declare, and she's the hottest thing on the planet, even if she has to lie from top to bottom, and die and spend eternity in hell than humiliate herself to admit that she's not as hot as she thinks she is.